Welcome to the Nonprofit Founders Club. We are in a series on social media and nonprofits. We've talked about strategy, and today we put that strategy into action through the social media planner. We will walk through the worksheet and help you understand exactly what your social media is being created to accomplish. So I'll put the link in the show notes to the social media planner. So hit pause, grab the worksheet, and follow along. Doing this work now helps you work faster later. It also keeps you focused, consistent, and intentional on social media. These are three things that we always need in fundraising. Straying from your goals on social media can mean having to start all over again because it's not built correctly. By using the social media worksheet, you will be able to find clarity and get results. All right, got your social media planner handy? I hope so, because we're about to dive in. We're going to look at the first column, purpose and goals. So question 1 in this column says purpose for this account. This section should concisely tell the reader the purpose for having this particular social media account. So you're going to fill out one of these for every account that you decide to have. From account to account, you can have different purposes and goals depending on the platform. Because like in the episode before this one, we talked about that there are different social media platforms that can help us or is better suited to certain goals over others. So you're going to do this for every single one. So think about your primary social media account for this particular time through this worksheet. And so you're going to think about the purpose for having this particular social media account. So in general, there are 7 reasons that nonprofits are on social media. We talked about this last time, but let's use these as inspiration and go through them again. So there can be more than one purpose, but I wouldn't go with more than 3. So you're going to write a sentence or 2 describing your account's purpose. So some ideas are, number 1, increase your nonprofit brand awareness. That's a very valid goal, and you can have that goal or purpose for that particular social media channel. You can drive traffic to your website. Maybe it's one of the main ways people find your website. You can find new volunteers. We talked about how Instagram is a perfect place to do such a thing last episode. Number 4, grow revenue, either through donations or signups for direct services. If you have fee for services, that would grow your revenue. Number 5, boost your brand engagement. So you may want to have your brand engaging in other places. We'll talk more about strategies that you can use for your page to interact with other pages and brands. So that might be something you want to do. Maybe you'd like to build a community around your nonprofit. You'd like to assemble those like-minded people for your cause and be able to talk to them. So you can do that too. And last, you may want to just increase mentions in the press. That goes to your awareness, and there's ways you can do that too. All right, let's move to question 2 in that same column. Where does this platform fit into our funnel? This is something you've got to think about. And in case you don't know, a funnel is a way of expressing the journey your audience takes when interacting with your organization. It's usually visualized as an upside down triangle. The top of the funnel is the biggest part of the funnel and is typically used to attract people to your nonprofit. The bottom of the funnel is smaller and represents people who have taken action and converted to the goal of your funnel. If acquiring donors is your goal, the bottom of the funnel are those people who have converted to donors. If donor retention is the goal, converting donors to loyal advocates would be the ultimate goal at the bottom of your funnel. I am going to make sure you have a visual of a donor funnel in the show notes, so make sure you check there. And when you see it, you will see an upside down triangle where the most is at the top and the least is at the bottom. So you've got that triangle at the bottom. The very first part of the funnel is your largest, is where you're going to get the most people. And so that's really the awareness of your nonprofit comes into. And these are donor acquisition strategies that we use. The next level is also donor acquisition strategies, and it's the consideration of the nonprofit. People are starting to think about your nonprofit. The middle section of your funnel is action. These are conversion strategies that we use. They can be micro conversions, so it may be something like clicking a link, or it could be major actions like donating. And then the last two sections are our donor retention strategies, and they are engagement and advocate. So once we get people to start engaging in our posts, we are starting to retain donors at that point. And if we're really good, they will start to become our advocates, and they'll start tagging us in things in other places that we didn't even know about on social media. And they'll start talking about us in very good ways and start bringing people of like mind into the awareness of our nonprofit. So back to the top of the funnel. All right, let's move to question 3. Organizational goals this account supports is where we're at. These goals will come from your strategic plan, your fundraising plan, or other goals the board has made. These goals will be big goals like donor acquisition, donor retention, website traffic, volunteers, or funding. You are writing a sentence or two on what the specific organizational goals are that this particular social media account will support. All right, now question 4. We start talking about our audience. Who do we want to reach? And so depending on the platform, you may be trying to find and attract donors, volunteers, clients, or board members. But you need to define now who those people are for this particular platform, because it's really going to make a difference in how you talk to them. All right, question 5, goals for this account. This account should have smaller goals that build towards the larger organizational goals. So, an example, by using XYZ's organizational Facebook page, we will increase awareness of our organization by potential donors through measuring the non-fan reach of posts with a goal of 50% of posts having 100 non-fan reach or greater. Okay, I know that sounds like a big load of words, doesn't it? So basically what you're saying is that this particular Facebook page has a goal of increasing awareness of the organization. And then you're going to measure it through non-fan reach with a goal of having 50% of those posts having 100 non-fan reach or greater. And these are things that you really can measure in your insights. And it makes it a whole lot easier to see that you're actually meeting that goal. So if you need help with writing goals, use the SMART Goals worksheet, and I will put that in the show notes for you to take a look at. All right, let's move on to the next column, which is our messaging column. So question 1 is our positioning statement. A positioning statement is a concise description of the people you want to reach, so your market, or in this case, your donor, and how your social media channel should be perceived by that market. This statement should also describe how your social media fills a need in your donor. The purpose of a positioning statement is to help you be clear why you are on this channel, how your donors should perceive your account, and how it aligns with your organizational goals. It's meant to be an internal tool. Just so you know, positioning statements are for you to know. You don't have to tell anyone else outside of your organization. So there are 3 characteristics of a positioning statement. So you have your donor. So remember, this is your ideal donor you are thinking about. The more specific, the better. Include things like age, gender, occupation, stage of development, demographic, psychographic, and social economic status if possible. And if you don't know those things, the Ideal Donor Challenge in the Facebook group, the Nonprofit Founders Club, actually has that information for you to go through and a free worksheet. The next thing that a positioning statement has is the problem. Why do they come to your page? What are they looking for? And last, the transformation. This is the specific result they'll get and how it makes their life better. So here is a template to help you with your positioning statement for your social media. So nonprofits, social media channel. So for you, that would be whatever your organization's name is, social media channel. Helps your market, which is whatever the donor is for you, with whatever problem you come up with, by the solution, and then the transformation. I'll make sure this is written out in the show notes so that you can see it. I'm a visual person, so it makes a whole lot more sense to me when I see it instead of hear it. So if you're a visual person like me, I will make sure those are in the show notes. So let's talk about an example of using this particular template. So XYZ Nonprofit's Facebook page helps women aged 50 and over who have a desire to help the homeless population in our area, Georgia, with finding a community of like-minded individuals and participating in real solutions by giving opportunities they can take action on so they can make a difference in their community. Or on LinkedIn, XYZ Nonprofit's LinkedIn page helps businesses who have a desire to help the homeless population in our area, Georgia, with finding ways to make a social impact by giving opportunities they can take action on so they can make a difference in their community. And again, for Instagram, an example, XYZ Nonprofit's Instagram account helps women aged 20 and over who have a desire to help the homeless population in our area, Georgia, with finding a community of like-minded individuals and participating in real solutions by giving volunteer opportunities they can take action on so they can make a difference in their community. So what this is going to do is help you really focus on what content you're putting out there. It's going to help you focus on who you're talking to and what you are trying to do with your social media. All right, next we get to question 2, your domino belief. So another internal statement that I got from James Wedmore is the domino belief. And it's a thought that once it's believed by a donor, it becomes an ingrained way of thinking. The purpose of the domino belief is to set up the proof to reinforce the belief or thought. So all other beliefs will then follow. Now, domino belief has 3 parts. They are the vehicle, the superlative, and the outcome. So it starts with the vehicle. The vehicle gets the donor from where they are now, wanting to help your cause, to where they want to go, actually making a difference. You can go one of 2 ways with this. Either the vehicle is your social media channel, or the vehicle is the donor journey. And we talked a little bit about that in the first column. We're going to talk a whole lot more about the donor journey next episode. It can also be both if you choose to do that. The superlative is an adjective meant to describe the highest level of something. So best, fastest, quickest, simplest, and most powerful are examples. The outcome is what your donor wants to obtain. So in the last question, we use the word transformation. We can use the one from the transformation here too. So here's a template. Vehicle is the superlative way to outcome. So an example, XYZ Nonprofit's Facebook page is the simplest way to give donors an opportunity to make a difference. Or XYZ Nonprofit's donor journey is the most effective way to activate donors and give them an opportunity to make a difference. All right, let's move on to question 3. Your post types used to communicate. Now, post types aren't your content. They are the ways you can post. Typically, video, images, and conversation starters are types of posts. In this space on the worksheet, you will determine the post types you will use most. You can use 1, 2, or all 3. They may change depending on your goals. So here are the post types and the engagement goals they fulfill to help you decide. So video. Video gets shares most often. The video should be under a minute and be something shareable. Video gets time on page, which helps you build a relationship with the nonprofit. Next are images. These get likes most often. These posts get likes because they are easy to consume and move on. Last, we have the conversation starters, and these get comments. These posts will attract your ideal donor and get people talking. All right, so the most effective way to post is to stack the 3 pieces of content: image, video, and conversation starter, and in that order, because it trains your audience to engage and the algorithm to show your content. And that's how we go viral. That's how you get organic reach. See, this works because you are giving Facebook what they are looking for to be able to sell ads, because Facebook needs eyeballs on the posts. And so if you can give Facebook what it needs, engaging posts that gets eyeballs, Facebook will reward you pretty well. All right, last on the worksheet is the content pillars column. So let's talk about the journey we want our donors to make through our social media. I use the acronym ACTR, for this journey, ACT-R. The 4 pillars are attract, connect, transform, and retain. By using these pillars, you will be able to focus your content so it can obtain your goals. This is a huge subject, and so that's why we'll talk more about content in the next episode. Join me here for that episode. Until then, get to work. You've got plenty to do.